Uh-oh. Back again. It's the one and only.
Bow, dang father.
And your boy, Master Bruce CB, back with another one. Catching you guys up on the latest and greatest in the NBA playoffs. So,
Where you want to start with it, bro?
we got to go first one out.
Miami, Philadelphia.
Ooh-wee, baby. Shout out to Ooey. Shout out to Ooey from Hastings. Shout out to Ooey. I want to start with Embiid. I said he'd come back game 3.
Came back game 3.
I said he'd have the LeBron mask. Well, I suggested it. I made a joke. I suggested it. Ended in 6. They fought hard. They played well as a team because Miami Heat, they're looking really good. Jimmy Butler walking out screaming, and the fact that they traded Tobias Harris.
No, they paid Tobias Harris.
Yeah, no, they paid. That's what they paid. They paid
him.
And they offered it to him first. That was the thing too. They offered the money to Tobias Harris first. He definitely let him know about it. Definitely let him know.
Fact. He definitely did.
You know, Tobias Harris definitely wasn't a big factor, to say the least. But let's get into James Harden. They made the big trade. They were saying they were the best parents since Kobe and Shaq. Remember that?
Oh, man.
People are so quick to be prisoners of the moment. And that's why, again, we started doing stuff like this. So we can put it on wax, put a name on it. I was tired of having opinions, and not being able to put my name on it. So we get to James Harden. So we can go through a couple of James Harden stats. And mind you, while we're recording this, we're watching Boston, Milwaukee, 836, 4-point game after them being down. Giannis with a 40-piece. Oh, baby. But anyway, so James Harden in this series, in the first half, he would average 12.8 on 7.8 shots, 49% from the field, 46 from 3. Those are solid first half stats, especially shooting. The second half, he went back to Fat Harden.
As TicketTV would call them, titties over titles.
Man,
that's crazy.
Second half, 5.3 points per game, 5.3 field goal attempts, 28% from the field, 25% from the 3-point line. So it seems like the doldrums of the second half have, still looming over him. Shout out to StatMuse on Twitter. That's where we got those stats. But, way back from James Harden with the Spurs, having Ginobili block him when,
9 turnover game?
13.
13 against the Warriors?
13.
What?
I remember he had the record 13.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he had 13 turnovers. Losing with no KD with the Warriors.
Yeah,
losing when KD hurt.
2019. They couldn't.
Man, we really glossed over the series that got him traded with OKC against the Heat.
Yeah.
I mean, he was young.
I wouldn't say that one got him traded. I think it's more the money thing.
But I say that to say, but think about it. If he plays well that series, you know what I mean? If he's the same Harden that was it playing versus the Spurs, they're saying there's no way we can let this guy leave. We can't let him out the door. Yeah. Especially over $5 million.
I think it was 8.
Man,
I think they were offering him $80 million and he wanted the 88. But they ended up paying Serge or something like that.
For sure, they gave everybody else money. I think it was 5. We can look it up and we'll revisit it in the next video. But anyway, we got more stats provided by Tommy Beer. Shout out on Twitter. So everybody wanted Ben Simmons out the door. Why did they want Ben Simmons out the door? What do you remember?
They wanted Simmons out the door because he wasn't being aggressive on the offensive end. He was turning down shots. As everybody saw that clip in the playoffs, that famous clip in the playoffs where he had a bunny at the rim.
Trae Young on him at that.
Trae Young on him.
And he didn't even look at the basket.
Yeah, he didn't even look at the basket and he passed it off. So they're saying, lack of jump shooting, plethora of different things.
But the main reason that they were looking for to get him out the door is because they said he wasn't aggressive. He was holding it back offensively.
Yeah.
So let's look at some numbers. The infamous game with Ben Simmons passing up that bunny at the basket. My goodness, Giannis with a dunk.
Flatline Marcus Smart.
Ben Simmons was, in the second half, he was 1 of 2 from the field in the second half. James Harden last night, he made 0 baskets in the second half. Brought a donut, not the good one.
That game when Simmons did that was the closeout game?
That was a closeout game.
Oh, man.
That was a closeout game. So both closeout games,
Both closeout games.
Both.
Comparing the stats right now, we see.
It's like, and then so that's just in a vacuum, a small look at the numbers of that game. Here's what's most alarming to me and really crazy when you take a step back and look at it. So Ben Simmons' stat line from that night was 5 points on 2 of 4 shooting, 8 rebounds, 13 assists off 2 turnovers, and a plus-minus of 1. So again, it was interesting to me when people talk about Ben Simmons. You're mad at him because he only took 4 shots. He gave you 8 rebounds and 13 assists on 2 turnovers. And that's not even mentioning the defensive, play he had. James Harden last night had 11 points on 4 of 8 shooting, 4 rebounds, and 9 assists, 4 turnovers. Was a plus-minus of 15.
James Harden in these playoff woes, man.
It's tough because, again, you can't just turn your back on what he's done in the regular season. Again, I went to many Rockets games, and I saw James Harden with my eyes play some amazing basketball. One of the most devastating games I ever saw with my own 2 eyes in person was a New Year's Eve game when James Harden had a 65-point triple-double versus the Knicks.
Wow.
And it was amazing. He did it all. He did everything. He scored from the inside, showed the handle, the one-on-one, the strength to finish at the basket, finish through contact, looking for contact, shooting the 3-ball majestically, looking like rainbow out there. He had the pot of gold. And I don't want to listen, I'll take a step back because we were taking shots at him earlier. But I have seen James Harden. I saw him hit the game winner in person versus the Golden State Warriors. What was that, game 4? When he hit off the spin. People were trying to say he traveled, but hit the spin on Iguodala. Okay. Step back. I want to say that was to stop him from getting swept. So I can't remember. I'm, spitballing here. But yes, James Harden, he has his ups. The ups are so high.
Yeah.
The ups are so high. I wanted to look at those MVPs and, the Westbrook MVP. I think Westbrook deserved it. I think Westbrook deserved it. And now, what's unfair to James Harden is how they switched it up on him. Because at first they gave it to Curry because of the individual season. Yeah. And then the second year, they gave it to...
I think Westbrook was the year after.
And then Westbrook. Yeah. And they disregarded the record.
Yeah.
Actually, that's kind of tough because when I think about it, James Harden had that team in the second seed in the West, and the second best player was Trevor Ariza. That's yeah. So
that's tough.
And that might be the Curry year. Nah, because it was a unanimous. So it might have been the Westbrook year.
Yeah.
It was just
Curry went back to back. Curry went back to back, and then, as we all know, KD went to the Warriors. And Westbrook did get that MVP the first season. But
that was a story. See, but that goes back to me with John Morant winning MIP. The NBA is all about storylines as well. Because for Russell Westbrook to get that team to the playoffs, to average a triple-double after Kevin Durant leaving. So I guess I'm kind of poking a hole in my own argument saying that he deserved it over Westbrook. But, like I said, everything considered. But at that time, but again, we have to remember, at that time, the triple-double was a myth.
Yeah, it was.
It was a myth averaging a triple-double for a season was a myth.
It was a myth.
And that season was spectacular.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal season that year.
So
I think it was a little stat stuffing.
Hey, listen.
But
so
you put the numbers up and put them up.
But I also say this. For a center who, and again, it's all Steven Adams, another big man, and what have you on that team. For those guys to have their game and their contracts predicated off rebounding and things like that, and them allowing you to get it, that shows the respect level they have to you.
Yeah.
So again, no matter how you crack it, being a leader, that's leadership. In a lot of ways.
Yeah, in a way, yep.
For guys to consistently still cut hard, would you steadily dribble? For guys to consistently run the floor, not sure if they're gonna get it, they're doing it because they know in the long run, when it's their time, they're gonna get it because the leader is, delegating justly. Westbrook, I know we're going off a bit, but I think I'm sad that the NBA world has turned their back on Westbrook. I feel like he definitely didn't have a great season. I'm not gonna sit here and try to point that picture.
Yeah, Yeah, the disrespect is at all time high. It's kind of out of hand.
He was just shocking the world still last season with the Wizards.
Yeah.
Like, what do you...
I'm not the biggest Westbrook fan, but you got to respect it. You know what I'm saying?
First ballot Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I give him that.
From the jump.
I give him that.
The athletic, arguably most athletic point guard ever.
Yeah. Yep. I give him that.
Come on.
I give him the most athletic point guard ever.
Come on. So.
But back to Harden and his playoff woes, man. It's obvious. You know, we've seen it. The year against the Spurs, like you said earlier, the disappearing act against the Heat. You know, it just don't live up to the, you know what I'm saying, live up to that high play that he puts on in the regular season.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's the pressure that's getting to him. You know, the defenses do key in on, you know what I'm saying, they got you for 4 games automatically.
Yeah, so they get to adjust to you.
Yeah, they get to adjust to you. They get to key in.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
for sure.
But
I do want to give some. We have to show some love to the Miami Heat. Kyle Lowry didn't play the first 2 games. There's, you know, something like he misses some time. You know, and I want to give the Miami Heat organization some credit, and it hurts because, again, you know how much I hate the Miami Heat. But
hey, edit this one out.
These guys, they're a well-oiled machine, man. Like the organization.
Now they are.
The organization, they're just I saw this stat, I had to capture it. Shout out again, Stat Muse.
They get the best out of their players.
Max Struss. How you say his name? Strauss? I don't know. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He has the highest plus minus in the NBA playoffs at a plus 119 when he's on the floor. Are you kidding me?
Took Robinson's minutes?
Yes. And Robinson, I predicted he'd score 15 in one of those games. He actually had minutes, but he didn't. He wasn't scoring. But you know who else wasn't scoring? Tyler Hero. And Tyler Hero, we know about you.
He had one good game.
Yeah, one.
One good game.
Let's go through last game. 5 of 12, 0 for 2 from 3, 3 rebounds, assists, a steal, 10 points, -6 in the plus minus. Wait, how many minutes did he play? He played a grand total of 16 minutes in a closeout game. So let's see the game before where they won 2. Let's see if he was a factor. Tyler Hero, 22 minutes, 4 of 8, 0 of 2, 2 for 2 from 3, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 10 points. He was a plus 16 though. Listen, this guy isn't better than RJ Barrett. I don't care if I'm forcing this in. Yes, this guy isn't better than RJ Barrett. But I digress.
He only looks good because of the players around him.
But now Jimmy Butler has shown that he's definitely one of the few. I had to, again, shout out my man Toby. We were arguing how many guards are there in the league right now that you can build franchises around.
That's a good question.
You know what I mean? And can you not put Jimmy Butler high on that list? He's a playoff performer. A lot of these guys, these same guys that, you know, I don't want to, name any names. James Harden. But when the guys get hot in the regular season and then they disappear, Jimmy Butler, he gets better in the postseason.
Yeah, you see. Yeah,
consistently. Right. And even back when they lost to that game versus Kawhi, do you remember who hit the 3 after? Was it a steal? I don't know if he got a steal, if it was a fast break or what. But the guy who hit the 3 to give them the lead was Jimmy Butler.
What series was that again?
When the Kawhi Leonard shot with the infamous bounce.
Yeah, Sixers Raptors.
Yeah. So, man, Jimmy Butler.
Tough. They were in that series. Jimmy Butler was there. That first time Minnesota made the playoffs, Jimmy Butler was there.
Jimmy Butler was there.
They were competitive. What was it? 14-15 against Cleveland. Jimmy Butler was there. And
he's a winner.
See what happened in Miami first year. They get to the finals.
I mean,
they're performing this year when the guns are there. Jimmy Butler, he's a winner, man. He's a big time winner. Let's see if he could, what I'm saying, take his game to another level. Because I think he's missing that next level. I think it's just his scoring. If he could up his scoring, maybe.
Well, now, I mean, he's been doing it in the playoffs lately. Yeah, he dropped the. Let's go back and look at the game by game. So, in
Philadelphia, they were a wounded dog. The next round is where I want to see if Jimmy Butler could take it to the next level. Because Milwaukee and Boston, man, these two teams, I think we talked about it the other night. I think whoever wins this series is going to win the championship.
Yeah.
But I still got my eyes on the Warriors a little bit. So it's kind of tricky, but I think Miami's going to have their hands full with Milwaukee or Boston. Predictions coming soon. But yeah, Jimmy Butler is a winner, man. Jimmy Butler is a big-time player. Like I said, he I have my doubts offensively, but he's on the level with these top players, like you said earlier. You can't argue that.
So, 33, game 3, 33, game 4, 40. He had 22, and then let's see with the closeout, 23, but on 9 and 15 shooting. One thing about Jimmy Butler that I really like about his game, he's efficient.
Yeah, he is.
And he gets the shots he wants to take. He takes threes, but they're good threes. Jimmy Butler got a complete game.
Speaking of Jimmy Butler, do you remember there was a player on the Knicks that we wanted their trajectory to beat Jimmy Butler's trajectory? Remember who that player
Shumpert.
is?
You know, you gotta listen. It was Amon Shumpert, man. I remember that. Amon Shumpert was definitely supposed to take the climb. Tore the ACL. That set him back. I think playing with, no disrespect, but playing with Carmelo, J.R. Smith, and not a true point guard, hurt his offense. I mean, hurt his offensive growth.
Yeah, we ended up getting Hardaway too. Yeah,
Hardaway. Crazy
it's
how
not good. We just didn't have good structure, man. We just didn't have good structure.
And I'm happy. I'm actually happy you made this point because it goes back, because it's fresh off the Miami point. Because again, the Miami Heat, they get players and they put them in the right position to succeed. They put them in advantageous positions to succeed every time. Jimmy Butler, what's your game? You're a mid-range player, physical. Shoot the three when you need it. Okay, well, we're gonna build a team of shooters around you. We're gonna give you make sure we lock down Bam Adebayo, a young athletic big, to play alongside you, to run the floor with you, things like that. So the Miami Heat, man, in the end, Tyler Hero, they allowed, put him in a position, the best man, bring him off the bench. He's not forced because the team is so bad, forced into a role where he has to try to start and try to play when he's not ready, or things like that. He can move at his own pace. So that's definitely something that I hope the Knicks do move forward to. But we'll keep talking about the playoff teams. Let's go to, I guess we can talk about the Celtics. Milwaukee, we're watching now. It's looking like the
Game 5, man. Was it Game 5?
Yeah, this one.
This is Game 6 right here.
Yeah.
Game 5, man. What a big game.
I thought they broke them. I thought the Bucks broke them.
Yeah. I thought they broke them too. What were they up?
I know that at the end it was like 6 with 1:49 left.
Yeah. Boston was up big
the whole game, but
cut it short. Boston was up big, and Milwaukee showed that championship grit and came back in a hard-fought battle. But we gotta point out Marcus Smart, 3 back-to-back bonehead plays that kind of cost the Celtics a game. Let's get into that, bro.
So first, I think Drew Holiday's taking it a little personal. I think Drew Holiday probably take it personal with the Defensive Player of the Year. As a similar skill set on the defensive side, Drew Holiday's a stopper for his team. Marcus Smart, obviously, the defensive stopper for the Celtics. that block that they did on on him off the help. What made it so crazy is, one, he helped off Jaylen Brown. So, you know what I mean, he had to know for a fact he could get there. Because if you help off Jaylen Brown, you better get there in that situation. But most importantly, you know, he blocked it so clean that he didn't block it out of bounds. He didn't block it, tip it back to him. He cupped the basketball, completely engulfed the ball, and then threw it off him.
Yeah.
Like, and then I didn't really like, I don't know if you heard, Marcus Smart kind of threw Jason Tatum threw the team under the bus, in my opinion. When they asked him what his mindset was during that play, he said, well, the play was for Jason Tatum, but nobody got open. So that's when I came to the ball and tried to make a play. Come on, Marcus Smart.
It was still at least 11 or 12 seconds on the clock.
Come on, Marcus Smart. And then on top of that, it was Pat Connaughton that he was trying to beat one-on-one. He couldn't beat Pat Connaughton.
Yeah.
So, that's already looking bad. But then, like I said, they can completely block like that. But the worst play was the second play, and when he got stripped at half court. What makes that so bad is, again, any person that's played organized basketball knows that you don't dribble towards the sideline to create the extra defender. So that's number one. But number two, with Marcus Smart having the ball and him being double teamed at half court, that means Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown is open.
Jason Tatum was open on the right wing.
When I first watched it, I'll be honest, I thought Jaylen Brown was open on the left, strictly just straight down the sideline, the baseline.
What a bonehead play.
Well, sideline rather. Sideline.
Not so smart.
Yeah, that hair, that green hair.
Yeah.
Messing with his brain cells.
At the time when we watched it a couple days ago, we thought that broke them. But they bounced back tonight. They're up 13 with about a minute 24 left. So we're going to have to go to a game 7.
Yeah, it's looking like game 7. Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything
Especially on the home floor. So I guess we can read. You want to change your pick? You keep staying Celtics? Did you say Celtics in 7?
Yeah, I said Celtics in 6.
All right, well, I guess I said Milwaukee in 6, so technically we're both wrong in that sense. But I'm going to still begrudgingly, I hope Chris Middleton get some deer antler spray and get in the game so he can play. Give me 15 minutes. Or with the old Pat Riley, can you give me 1 rebound?
Yeah.
So, especially, again, I don't know the severity. I don't want to disrespect anybody like Tony Parker did with Kawhi Leonard, saying it was 100. His injury was 100 times worse. But it is interesting that Devin Booker had a hamstring injury as well, and he was able to come back a game later. But in a different, everybody knows every hamstring is different. Every strain is different. So, that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and ride with or without Middleton. I'm gonna say the Bucks. I'm gonna go to Bucks. I want to see Giannis. Maybe I'm picking my heart a little bit because I despise, loathe the Celtics. But I do like the young brothers and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So I'm gonna still go Bucks in 7. I want to see until Giannis gets beat off the floor, until he gets taken off the floor. I gotta see it. So I'm gonna stick 7 Bucks.
So before this series, I said Celtics 6. After game 1, wasn't feeling too good. Thought Milwaukee, whatever, would take it. We're at game 7 now, so I'm gonna stick with my pick, man. I'm going with the Celtics. Like you said, can't stand them. But we love the young brothers, love Tatum, love Brown, who should be Brooklyn Nets players. It's another conversation. But yeah, I'm rolling with the Celtics in 7.
All right, so we got those out the way. So final 2, we gonna say Memphis first. We ain't gonna leave them last. So they had the most incredible game I've ever seen in my life. They beat the Warriors by 39, but they were up by 50. So we gonna say 50. They gave him a 50 piece, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Seeing stuff
No
crazy.
John Morant.
No John Morant.
Gave him a 50 ball. Tyus Jones played huge.
Tyus Jones played huge. The Bane continues to play well. Jaren Jackson Jr. showing that crazy we haven't brought up. He was drafted over Luka Doncic and Trae Young.
Oh.
We never brought that up, man. That's crazy when you think about it.
A good piece alongside Josh, so I don't think...
I wish he got a little more rebounds.
Yeah.
I wish he rebounded the ball at a little higher clip, but I'm not going to knock the young man down too bad. Because he's a perimeter player in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So, he can play inside, and that's, no disrespect, but, he's a more perimeter-oriented player, so. So, yeah, and the Golden State Warriors, I do like Draymond. Oh, and we didn't mention Steph Curry before the game saying that their mentality was whoop that trick. So I like the young guys responding. I like to see, them show up and show out.
Yeah, that was big time for their confidence.
Moving forward, because again, I do still think the Warriors win the series. I guess spoiler alert, but that was impressive. And they'll be able to have that for the rest of their lives. They had they had that game over the Warriors, over the big time. They've been watching them tear up the league growing up, before because a lot of the players are young, so that means they were watching the Warriors run. So I'm sure to have that under their belt, definitely it's something big for them.
Yeah, that was an incredible game by the Grizzlies, man. Warriors, man, they were my pick to win the championship, man. I know it's just one game, but I'm looking at them a little sideways after that performance. I thought they would close them out.
I definitely thought they would close them out. I definitely thought they would play more aggressive. Steph Curry had 14 points on 10 shots, 25 minutes.
Yeah, they took him out the game early.
Yeah.
They took Warriors out the game early. Was it Memphis?
Yeah.
So shout out the Grizzlies, man. Young, hungry team.
And they did as a team effort. Jaren Jackson, 21 on 6 of 10 shooting. Ty Jones, 21 on 8 of 12 shooting. Bane, 21 on 6 of 12 shooting. They all agreed to take about 12, 13 shots. That's much respect.
Shout out the Grizzlies, man. Everything we want the Knicks to be.
I can't even argue with it.
So, what do you think this one's closing out in?
I think they ended in 6. Especially to go back to the point, I like the way Draymond Green was, waving a flag with the whoop that trick. I like that because it's acknowledging yeah, you got me. We took it on the chin. We thought it was gonna be sweet. It's not. Now we got to take you seriously like we should have. So it is what it is. It could be a bump in the road, but again, much respect to the Grizzlies because again, a lot of teams would have folded in that moment. A lot of teams would have lost before the game started. Really, just being scared, intimidated by the pedigree. So for them to come out and even have that performance, I shout them out for that. So like we have. And again, I promise you, when we do the full second round recap, we're going first with that series. Last but not least, we got, again, I ain't gonna lie, I want to pat both of us on the back for staying strong. After 0-2, we did a video, and I asked, do we want to fold on our picks, if it was going 7 or not? Now, if I'm not mistaken, did you pick the Suns in 7 as well?
Yeah, I picked the Suns.
So we both picked them in 7, but we were cognizant enough of the way the game was flowing to know that after that 0-2, it wasn't just they weren't gonna go down easy. So I do like that. Luka, what's your thoughts on what Luka's doing?
Man, Luka's a special player, man. Had my doubts in the beginning, but like I said, he's showing up in the playoffs. He's averaging 32 or 33
more than
points.
Jordan most all time.
Yeah, I think he's second on the list. I think Jordan might have him by a little bit.
Oh yeah, because he had the 25.
Yeah.
Because he got the 25-point game.
So that's big, man. What did they go? 6 games twice with the Clippers.
Yeah. Well, people forget too. Remember, going into the series, they were 0 for 11. They lost 11 straight versus the Suns. Going into the series, so that alone is a, what I mean?
Yeah, back to what I was saying about Luka. Yeah, man, those 2 playoff series with the Clippers, and to do what he did with the Jazz against the Jazz, and what he's doing against the Suns right now, it's impressive, man. Yeah, he's the truth, man. He's top 5 in the league right now, man.
Yeah, you can't debate. We started the argument, Devin Booker versus Luka, man. We started it. Check the dates. Check the dates. Check the dates, man.
That's a fact.
Check the dates. But speaking of Devin Booker, he's still amazing. Devin Booker is amazing.
Yeah, Devin Booker is an official player.
You know, complete game as well. Off the dribble, get to the basket, has the size to finish over you. The jump shot is sweet. The stop and pop. Dare I say Kobe-esque.
Yeah.
Dare I say Kobe-esque.
Don't like you complaining about the triple team in the off season, but
no, man.
It's all good.
Yeah,
special talents. Same
or even
way.
the mascot thing, remember, too? He was mad because the mascot was in there with an empty arena. That was interesting. But Devin Booker definitely a bucket.
Yeah. Did Scott Foster officiate any of those games in the series?
I believe so. I believe he did. Nah, I'm not sure. I don't want to.
I see he missed the game tonight for
health and foot.
Yeah, some illness he had.
Hey, listen, if he pops up for Game 7 versus the Suns, we might have to bet. I might have to listen. I might have to bet.
We'll put some on it.
I might have to bet.
What is he? Chris Paul has never won a game.
Is 0-13 or 0-12?
Oh man, it might be even more than that now.
I think it's 13. If I'm off the top, I think it's 13.
Never won a game with Scott Foster officiating it. That's crazy. But yeah, if Scott Foster is officiating the game,
all bets are off.
Yeah, all bets are off. I'm going with the Mavericks.
And another thing about Luka, I want to mention. I like that, with the back and forth with Devin Booker, and then, he's going into hallway saying everybody's, tough when they're up, and then he comes out and has a big game, So Devin Booker, Jalen Brunson has played well. He's bounced back, showed that he can play against. He's made the adjustments. I don't know if it's $100 million adjustment. I don't know if he's made $100 million adjustments, but he made a lot of adjustments. We'll see. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to see. I'm wondering. I have to sneak this in up because you brought up Tyus Jones, and that was one of the names. So they're talking about in the off season, the New York Knicks. Obviously, every off season we're bust worthy, and they're saying, should we target Tyus Jones? I believe who did I say? Donovan Mitchell. Even though obviously these aren't the same realm, but I'm just throwing all the names out there together. Tyus Jones. I remember it was Tyus Jones for sure. I remember there was another point guard. I can't remember. Anyway, what's your thoughts? What do you think the Knicks should do for the point guard position? That's just to bring it to a head.
What should the Knicks do with the point guard position?
A question we've been asking for the last 15 years.
Where do we begin? Who's our point guard moving forward right now? Do we have a point guard on the team right now moving forward?
And listen, a guy that I doubted. I said Emmanuel Quickly, man.
Quickly is the guy right now. I say by default he's the starter on paper right now. Oh man,
it's crazy we still have Derrick Rose. Just forget, you know what I'm saying? Just forget
Derrick
about
Rose
that.
is a good 6-man. He made that.
Imagine Emmanuel Quickly over the last 24 games averaged 16 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 4.8 assists on 1.3 turnovers, and 27.8 minutes per game. And again, that's just 27 minutes. That's not even over. That's not even 30, 32, mid 35. So when I see that, it's like, man. Oh, I'm so sorry. I gotta go back. Shout out my boy Frank Ntilikina. I told people that yes, he's not a star and he shouldn't have got picked 8 overall. I get it. Cool. This young man can play in the NBA. He has the physique to hold 1 through 4, especially with the way, sometimes small guys, guys play small. The guy, he has a decent handle, can get out of, certain situations. But the defense, he has Chris Paul in a straitjacket. He has Chris Paul looking for help.
That's tough.
I haven't seen Chris Paul have this many turnovers. Chris Paul had the worst. He's had the worst stretch of his career.
Wow.
These last couple games, Man, I don't have the stats offhand.
Chris Paul has a couple playoff.
I do have it.
As well.
Chris Paul had 2 assists and 7 turnovers at the half in one of these games. There was another one where he had, more points, more turnovers and points. Chris Paul has been put in a straitjacket when the Franny Lakine is on the court.
Wow.
And then Reggie Bullock, former Knick, crazy team.
Another former Knick.
And even Theo Pinson, even though he, he don't play, but he's an energy guy. But
it's tough, man.
What are your thoughts on Donovan Mitchell, the potential Donovan Mitchell trade?
I think we got to get it done, man.
Would you be willing to give up RJ Barrett?
Nah, not willing to give up RJ. Because that would mean a pairing with Julius Randle and Mitchell.
Are you willing to give up?
I need Randle out the door.
Are you willing to give up Obi Toppin? And Emmanuel quickly?
That's tough.
I gotta say no, bro. I gotta say no.
It's either one or the other, man.
I'll give you Emmanuel quickly because I can understand you wanting a young guard back. You know what I mean? So that makes sense. Man, I prefer Julius Randle. If we can trade Emmanuel quickly, Julius Randle, maybe even Evan Fournier, and then 2 first-round draft picks. That would be lovely. That would be lovely.
Yeah, if we could give up Randle, maybe even throw on it quickly.
Yeah, I would see the one quickly
picks.
back. I would see the one quickly back. But we still have Deuce McBride.
Yeah,
Deuce McBride. So.
Maybe they want Reddish.
See, and Reddish, it's tough, but I'll be willing to give up. I'll be willing to trade him. 1, because again we're getting Donovan Mitchell back, and you got to give up stuff to get stuff in return. But 2 is because you got to get paid, and you know what I mean. So, and like I said in one of the last videos, I feel like he hasn't really had a chance to endear himself to the fans, based off how Tibb was playing him, and then he got hurt. So, right when it's tough that he got hurt right when the youth movement started. But hey, that's how it goes for the Knicks, right?
Yep.
But yeah, is that everything? Anything?
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
I think that's everything. So we're gonna let y'all sit on this one. When the playoffs conclude, the complete second round concludes, we'll come back. Have a video that shows what we predicted. We're say we were right, say we were wrong. Because we take accountability here.
Yeah, we do.
This isn't a place where we just throw stuff out. Delete it if we're wrong. Act like it didn't happen. We're gonna put a name on it.
Stand on it, 10 toes down. That's a fact.
So again, if you want to find us, you can find us at
Thankful on all social media platforms.
And you can find Master Bruce CB. You can find the channel on Spotify and YouTube. Master Bruce CB on Twitter. Just Master Bruce on Instagram. Do us a favor, show us love. Don't hoe us like you don't know us. Send it to a buddy.
Bow.
We here. Appreciate you.